You guys know when a band has a great following. When you post on your Facebook site, for example, something that looks like a teaser of the song and people immediately start replying like, oh my god, they are back. It feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's exciting. It's for us. It's great to know that the audience are there, you know, and that they're excited about what we're doing, because when we're making music, we're so excited as well. So it's good to have them, have the fans there and that they do that.
I have to admit, you have got a huge following. Many bands envy you because your fans are particularly devoted. Like every time you release something new, they are here. Every time you play a gig, they are like, let's grab the tickets. It's really nice to know that every time you release something new, every time you get a song out there, people are there for you.
Yeah, I mean, we have a good relationship with many countries, you know, because for instance, Poland, we've been here so many times over the years, 7 years now. We've been coming back. We've played 25, 30 shows here or something like that. So there's a good loyalty that exists between us and the fans in most countries, particularly in Poland. So that creates that sort of excitement, I think, and loyalty, like I say.
Mm-hmm. The excitement is back because you've got a new single out, a single that people seem to love, a single that you describe as, let's say, a celebration of being oneself.
Yeah, that was it, really. It's a song about not being afraid to be who you are, and this being the fact that being unique and being individual is a great thing, you know. So there's a lot of people that you meet and think that in the world that maybe don't feel like they can be like that, you know, and we meet a lot of our fans who are unique and sort of cool people, you know, and I think they're the people that are important in the world. Yeah, so that was what it was about.
But some people fear to be unique because they fear they will be judged. People won't accept them, for example.
Yeah.
Is it like, is the single, the whole video idea and so on, like a reassurance for them? Okay, don't be afraid.
Yeah, that was it, really. The video was a way of showing that it is very difficult for some people to just leave the house and be themselves, and I think that shows a lot of people how important it is, that the freedom that they have, you know, and that they need to express it, and also that they're strong, you know. The video, the way it plays out is the person gets attacked, but then is strong enough to get back up, you know, and stand back up and fight for themselves, you know, and that's an important message.
In some ways, the idea of celebrating the way of being unique and so on reminds me of the beginnings of your band, because people were like, who are those two weird guys? They couldn't find a label, they couldn't tell whether you were a pop band, an alternative band, a rock band, or whatever. And people are afraid of things they don't know or they can't label. And for me, this is a history of your band. Like, okay, it can give people courage that being, and tell them, show them that being oneself, not being afraid of who you are, really pays off.
Yeah, I mean, we're the ultimate outsiders as a band, you know. We come from Manchester, but you wouldn't know it. Like, we're an international band, but we don't fit in necessarily anywhere. We're on the fringes of genres. Is it pop music? Is it alternative music? And that's something that we thrive on and enjoy. But we know what it feels like to be outsiders to an extent, because that's what our life is most days, you know.
Yeah, I think we continue to do that, you know, and to show different sides of ourselves and show different styles of music and everything like that, and yeah, the fact that we've done it and we still continue to do it is what keeps us going, and hopefully, yeah, people can see that, you know, because it's people like David Bowie and Prince and people like that inspired us, and those were musicians that just did what they wanted, you know, and weren't afraid to make a change or confuse people a little bit, you know. So that's what we love, yeah.
Do you think that nowadays it's still possible for bands, for artists to become legends like David Bowie or Prince are today?
No, it's hard. It's hard to know. It's a very different time, you know. I think they've obviously got huge artists in the world now. You've got people that are as big as any of those people have ever been, you know. But it's I think only time will tell, you know. You have to. A lot of those people had periods in their career where they weren't successful, you know. David Bowie had maybe 6 to 10 years where people didn't really listen to, he wasn't really in favour, and people didn't really like the music, and then he bounced back. So you can only really tell, I think, as time goes on, because there might be some acts now that have disappeared a little bit that might have those moments in the future. Yeah.
Plus, nowadays, whatever you do, people follow every step of yours, like cell phones during gigs, people taking pictures when you're doing shopping or anything like that. Does it bother you, or is it like you get used to it after a few years? Because for me, I have to admit, it's disturbing a bit.
Yeah, I guess it's strange. Like, but then it's just it's the way the world is, you know. I think it's just strange when you saw the transition. Like, we came from a time when we were young kids, when we didn't have phones and things like that. So, but it's just what it is, you know. It's the way people interact with the world now, and it's got a lot of good things about it as well.